Hello everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. It's been a while since I've walked you through my everyday makeup routine and shown you my step-by-step application, and I change it up every month. I have kind of my everyday makeup routine that fits inside this makeup bag. I put all the products in here on an everyday basis. As I get ready, I only use the products from this makeup bag. It helps me kind of rotate through products from my collection, make sure that everything gets a lot of love, easy to travel with as well. And yeah, this has been my November everyday makeup bag slash everyday face. The look isn't too dramatic or anything crazy. It's me after all. I love a subtle look, especially when it comes to everyday makeup. It's just a little bit more glammed up than my usual minimal everyday routine that I do in the summer months. Elevated, put together, a little bit more glam, but still really approachable and perfect for every day, which goes beautifully hand in hand with the sponsor for today's video, Idol. They are a beautiful luxury jewelry brand that I've absolutely loved. You will have seen me wear and love my Idol pieces. Wearing some of them today. I'm going to walk you through my Idol collection and how I like to style the pieces. I am such a big fan of the brand. It's been a joy to get to work with them. I love their philosophy and it just goes hand in hand with my personal style. Idol is a brand that's all about redefining luxury, and what they're doing is offering that true high jewelry quality, the kind that you'd expect from bigger brand names without the crazy traditional markup. They only use the top 1% of lab-grown diamonds, which is why they sparkle so beautifully, and their designs are just really smart. A lot of their pieces are modular, so you can endlessly restyle them. The earrings in particular are my absolute favorites. It's jewelry that's really timeless, but also made for real life. I wear these pieces daily, and no matter how I style and combine them, the end result is always chic and elevated. Today I'm wearing the Charlie choker. This was my birthday present to myself back in the summer, and I have hardly taken it off. It has an adjustable length. There are 3 different lengths to choose from. This is the middle length, which is 15.5 inches. I like the diamonds to kind of sit in the crook of my neck here. There are 10 diamonds here and this beautiful 14 karat gold chain, gold setting. It kind of gives me the drama of a tennis necklace, but more toned down for every day. I love wearing it by itself just for a hint of sparkle, or it layers beautifully with other pieces if you have a chunkier chains or playful colored stones or anything like that. Their earrings, like I mentioned before, they are modular. So you start with a single stud. There are 3 different sizes to choose from. My stud earrings are the largest size, and then you can add on. You can obviously wear the studs bare and just simple by themselves, or you can add on to them and mix and match and customize things depending on what your vibe is, what your style is. So today I am wearing the studs with the Leah add-on. I have the Leah add-on in each ear, and I really like the setting. The setting is just kind of a floating setting, so it looks like you just have a little diamond floating around. It looks really, really cool. Some of the add-ons you can also stack. So on this ear, I have the Leah add-on, and then I also have the Venezia add-on, which is right here. This is an even smaller diamond, and I chose this one in a white gold setting. I like mixing metals, so I thought it'd be fun to add a white gold element in there. As you can see here, I was able to stack 2 add-ons to my stud earring. We have the Venezia and then the Leah here. On this ear, I also threw on a power ear cuff, also in white gold. Love white gold and diamonds together. It just gives that super icy look. You can obviously choose between yellow, rose, or white gold depending on your style and what you like. This is the Spark ear cuff. This one has diamonds and a chain. This ear cuff add-on actually works with any stud earring. You see here there's a little hoop at the bottom of the chain that you attach at the back of the post of any stud earring. I really love the way the hanging chain looks. Then I also have the Essence ear cuff. This is just a beautiful, simple gold ear cuff with a tiny little dangling diamond from it. It looks so cute and dainty and special and just adds the perfect little something something. I think if you are new to ear cuffs, this would be a great place to start. The Live add-on is so special. I have 2 of them because I actually like to wear one in each ear. So stunning. I just love the way that it looks. It's just this gorgeous little string of diamonds on the ears. It looks really, really chic and classy. And then this is the Jade add-on. I also really like to have the Jade in one ear with an ear cuff maybe, and then just the Live in the other ear for a fun asymmetrical look. So no matter your style, you're able to kind of make these pieces your own. The quality is fantastic. Everything is designed in Antwerp, Belgium, which is the diamond capital of the world. Each piece passes through numerous pairs of skilled hands, making sure that you're left with jewelry that will last a lifetime. It's luxury that moves and evolves with you, so highly recommend checking them out. They would make for such beautiful gifts for the holiday season as well. Thank you so much to Idol for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now let's move on to the makeup. I did my eyebrows first because I'm using the Anastasia MicroStroke brow pen and this works better on clean skin. I filled in my eyebrows and set them with some clear brow gel. And now when it comes to complexion is my favorite category, and this makeup bag is like a clown car. It fits a lot of stuff. The first thing is the Lisa Eldridge Skin Tint. This is wonderful. I reach for this if I'm having a really good skin day or if I just want to do something really quick and minimal. Today we're going to amp it up. I still use the Lisa Eldridge Skin Tint to cancel out the redness around my nose. Especially now that the weather's getting colder, my nose is so red. The shade T5 has a really nice olive undertone, and the green does a really, really great job at canceling out the redness. And this product is so thin and skin-like. It actually works really well, just very gently dotted over the redness without adding bulk. I really don't like the look of heavy makeup on my nose because the nose is right at the center of the face. So if I overdo it and I layer too much product, it can just look very obvious and very jarring. And I like to, even when I need more coverage, I like to do it in thin layers and just be strategic about where I'm adding it. Just a few drops of this Lisa Eldridge did a really, really nice job at canceling out the redness. Then for the actual foundation, my new go-to favorite, the Makeup by Mario, the SurrealSkin Natural Finish Foundation in shade 8N. I love this so much. It's such a beautiful, light, fluid foundation, and it has a beautiful smoothing effect on the skin. I'd say this has light to medium coverage. When I'm applying this, I like to work it into my brush first, and then again, being strategic about where I'm putting the coverage and working in thin layers so that the skin looks perfected but doesn't look overloaded with makeup. And I find that when I work in thin layers, I get really good longevity. This is a beautiful, light texture. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all, and it looks like skin. It has more of a satin finish. A lot of people can get away without powdering it either. I have combination oily skin. I do like to set it with powder, but some days, if I'm having a drier skin day, I have not powdered it and it still wore beautifully. A level up in coverage would be the Dior foundation stick. This is still one of my favorite foundations. and I took some time off from it. I tried to rotate my products so that I get to use everything that I have in an equal amount. So that's one of the reasons I really like to do these monthly makeup bags. I feel like I'm falling in love with my makeup collection over and over again each month as I rediscover old faves. So for this month, I wanted to show some love to the Dior foundation stick. I have this in 2 shades. I have it in shade 2N and 1.5N. Today, I'm going to use this Dior foundation stick almost like a concealer to build coverage where I need it, and I'm just putting it on my hand, and then I'm using the same brush, working the product in the brush. This is a trick that I learned from Katie Jane Hughes. She is a professional makeup artist and she has amazing tips on foundation application. So I'm using shade 1.5N. I'm just using it, tapping on where I need some extra coverage, when I have some pigmentation shining through. But again, because we're working in thin layers and we're just slowly building up coverage where we need it, it's still, the skin ends up looking really natural, and even though we're covering stuff, it's not overloaded with product. Mount Vesuvius and Mount Etna decided to make joint eruptions this month, so this is covering up the redness very, very well. Might need to hit it with just a tiny bit of a fuller coverage concealer. This took care of like 90% of the stuff that I needed covering. And this is the BK Beauty 115 foundation brush. Super happy with the way all the products are melting together. And this Dior foundation stick is the type of product that looks better on the skin as the day goes on. As the day goes on and the warmth of my skin melts the products together, I find that this just gets even more beautiful. I'm going to apply a little bit of lip balm to let that marinate and hydrate my lips. I usually do my lips last, so I like to have a little something on my lips to keep them moisturized because my lips are chronically dehydrated. I received from Valentino Beauty, and it's the Spike Valentino Balm in the shade 120R. And I didn't have high expectations of this. I was expecting it to be similar to the old school Dior lip glow. This is even better. It is so thick but not gloopy, and it's like a better version of the Dior lip glow. So highly recommend. It also doesn't turn my lips as fluorescent of a pink shade. It does leave a little bit of a pink, fresh pink pigment behind, but it's very subtle, and this just feels so thick and luxurious and nourishing on the lips. I'm so impressed by it. The packaging also feels really nice in the hand. It has the, you know, the classic Valentino spike motif. It adds a touch of pink pigment, but it's just very subtle and it looks very natural. And yeah, I really, really like this. The SISLEY Phyto-Cernes Éclat in shade number 2. This has been my go-to product. It has a very beautiful peachy undertone, so it's great to counteract the darkness under my eyes. But I have been switching up my application. So if I don't need a lot of coverage under my eyes, I will just do a thin layer of the SISLEY corrector and then apply my Victoria Beckham Augustina's Bauder concealer. This is a very light coverage luminous concealer, great for a no makeup look. Today, I want a little bit more coverage under the eyes. In that case, what I've been doing is I've been mixing my SISLEY corrector with a fuller coverage under eye concealer. This is the Westman Atelier concealer in shade, what shade is this? L4. So I just do a dot of each on the back of my hand and I mix them together. And then this is another Katie Jane Hughes technique. I work it into a fluffier eyeshadow brush. This is a BK Beauty 212. You want a synthetic brush for this because a synthetic brush will do a better job holding on to the wet cream products. So I'm just really working this combination into the brush to just very slowly blend in coverage where I need it. And I don't know, I've really enjoyed this technique. I find that it leaves a very thin layer of product behind, and you're in control of exactly where you want to build the coverage. And it just ends up looking and wearing so much nicer throughout the day. It looks really natural. It is a little bit more time consuming, but the results are honestly worth it. And learning to use less pressure and less product when my default is like clutching at the brush and pressing into it hard. It's been a learning curve, but I'm really enjoying the effects. I find it to work a lot better with, you know, my aging skin around the eyes. It's just a lot more forgiving on those fine lines and the texture. I'm using a little bit of Lisa Eldridge Pinpoint Concealer on this big blemish that I have. I also have a little blemish on my neck. I'm just going to helps it out a bit. Ideally, I would get a shade lighter since my neck is lighter, but I don't have a lighter concealer than this, so we're gonna have to just kind of roll with it. We'll roll with what we have. At least we have, you know, just a skin-colored little bump instead of a big red bump here. For powder, I'm trying to use up my Westman Atelier powder. This is a beautiful powder, the Vital Pressed powder in the shade Creme. I really like this just for all over in the colder months when my skin isn't as oily. A great powder if you have a drier skin because it just sets the makeup without looking dry. If I need any extra brightening under my eyes, I just take a little bit of this Makeup by Mario light pink powder. The next tip is something that I learned from Stephanie, who is one of my friends on Instagram. She recommended using the Chanel Ultra Le Tint powder foundation in shade B30 for canceling out redness on the nose. She also works for Chanel Beauty, so when she recommended it, I was sold. I ordered it immediately. I don't use the little sponge that it comes with. I just use my velour powder puff, and I'm just dipping it into a little bit of the powder and then very gently dotting it over any redness that's still peeking through on my nose. Now this is a matte powder, so if you have a very dewy finish everywhere else, it will look weird just to have a very matte nose. So this trick works better if you are into more of a satin matte finish, at least on the T-zone. It is so beautiful. It's undetectable on the nose. You just get matte, thin, super thin coverage that doesn't look heavy or cakey, and it lasts all day. I'm using just a very light hand. I just want to tone down the redness just a touch. Sometimes I get some redness on my chin. Doing just a light hydrating mist. This is the Chantecaille Rosewater. Just to settle things, make sure the powder is married with the rest of the complexion. I start with a light layer of a cream blush. This is Rhode Sleepy Girl. Again, I like to apply it on the palm of my hand to just really warm it up and then work it into my brush. And this is a beautiful fall, winter blush color. And again, layering creams and powders will make sure that this makeup looks amazing all day. This brush is from Refer. This is a 38 brush. I like to keep this clean, and I just use it to soften the lines. I will layer a powder blush on top, and this is Burberry Sand Beige. this is almost like a blush bronzer for me. It's this nothing kind of color, but I really, really enjoy it. I love the way this looks by itself. I love the way that this looks layered, and it wears so well. The pigment of this blush is quite strong. Again, I can take that little cleanup brush. If I want to amp it up even more, or instead of the Burberry, if I want a more sculpted, a more pink pigment, I use the Westman Atelier Duo. Today I kind of just I like the way that this looks. So today I'm just going to keep the Burberry Road combo, but I always have this in my makeup bag. It's the kind of color combo that works well no matter what makeup I'm doing that day, and I'm a creature of habit. Most of my makeup looks, most of the colors that I gravitate towards end up looking pretty similar. I like to use the Lisa Eldridge Liquid Silk in the shade Irene. This is such a beautiful primer for me. It gives me just a little bit of coverage. It kind of cancels out the appearance of veins, and this is a beautiful minimal eye color. I can just leave it like this. It's a very much a my eyelids but better kind of color. I really love the Lisa Eldridge Liquid Silk formula. It's very smoothing, so if you have any crepiness or texture concerns, this will just smooth over things really nicely. If I want a little more, I will add Chantecaille Starfish on top. This is one of my favorite single shadows. Fell out of my rotation for a while, but I rediscovered it when I was, you know, kind of putting together my everyday makeup bag for November, and I'm so glad that I did, because I've been reaching for this constantly, and I get compliments on my eye makeup all the time now when I'm using this, which is always nice. I'm just using a very light hand, framing my eyes with it, focusing the color more on the outer corner and then a little bit on the inner corner, almost doing that halo. Just again, working in thin layers. I dust off the excess on the palm of my hand and just making sure that I'm not overloading my brush with product. The more you blend it out, the warmer it gets and the lighter it gets. It's so beautiful. Then I take this Makeup by Mario palette. This is the Master Mattes, the neutrals. I just mix stuff, honestly. I'm just mixing these two browns just because I don't like shine in my crease, so I just want a little bit of a matte definition. This is another brush that I love, the Shoto 06, also from Rephr. I'm dipping this into a darker brown. Kind of gonna mix these two just on the lower lash line. The ultimate everyday glam product. This is the Chantecaille liquid eyeshadow in the shade Creme. Look at this color. It is just the most gorgeous minky taupe with just the right amount of sheen. It's not chunky glitter. It's not too metallic. It's not so metallic that it will emphasize crepiness or anything. It's very flattering. I can't get enough of this. You can build it up if you want more intensity for evening, but just a thin layer blended out with fingers is perfect for just that everyday hint of glam, especially with the holiday season approaching. It's been my favorite. Sarah Creel Everyday Taupe. Oh my gosh, this is such a favorite. I love this formula so much. It is budge proof, but it's creamy. It sets very fast, so you don't get too much time to blend it out. It's not going to be your go-to eyeliner if you're into very smoky, diffused looks, but you do get a brush at the other end of the pencil, so I like to just be ready to go. Take both lids off so that I'm able to apply my liner and then really quickly flip over and just refine it. And I'm doing like the smallest baby wing. Giving my lashes a good curl. L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal mascara. I can also just leave it like this. I love this Valentino lip balm so much. It's so gorgeous. Can add a little bit of structure with a lip liner. This is Lisa Eldridge 2C. Yeah, I really like this. Maybe just a touch of gloss. This is Chantecaille Love. I did buy a new Byredo lipstick not that long ago. This is their satin lipstick in the shade Sand Dance, and it's very pretty. This actually is a perfect match to the Rhode Sleepy Girl blush. I'm just not sure I want to commit to a full-on lip color today. I really like just the way that lip balm looks. Let's dot just a little bit on. The lip combination is always evolving throughout the day. I like to have a few things, you know, in my makeup bag, or if I, you know, will take my lip combo, bring it with me to go in my purse. I will just have a variety of shine options and pigment intensities between the Valentino Balm, the Chantecaille Gloss, and then this Byredo lipstick. Sometimes at the very end, just to mix everything together some more and add some warmth, I apply a sheer layer of a warmer bronzer. This is Chantecaille Serena on a very fluffy, large brush. And I'm just almost focusing on the hairline just to kind of marry everything together, especially in here because my neck can be so fair. This is where the neck and the jawline meet. I think this is a trick I learned from Makeup by Mario. Always put bronzer in here just to make the transition of makeup more smooth. Magic eraser, blending brush, making sure there are no harsh edges. All right, friends, so this is the finished look. Everyday glam that will wear beautifully all day. I feel like it perfectly complements the little sparkle from the Idol diamonds. This is just my favorite kind of makeup. It's the kind of makeup I feel my best in on an everyday basis. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.